Oh boy. Okay, so the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection came out. Um, I'm gonna kind of refer to these as the HD re-release because that's pretty much what they are. And a lot of people are right now. I don't want to say review bombing, but they're just giving a lot of negative reviews. And it seems that it's gonna fall under two things. Either one being the launch, where I guess the launch was pretty bad, where you only had 3 servers at a time, and if you're trying to host a game of like 20,000 people and then you only have 3 servers that allow 64 people to play, obviously that's just not gonna work, right? Now, granted, yes, you could just play single player, but it seems that a lot of people just wanted to play online, and the online servers were just not working. And then when they were when they were when they were online and they were working, it just seems that they're incredibly buggy. But then the other mindset that people are on is, why should you buy this, or why should I buy this when I already own the games on Steam? Like, these games already exist on Steam, so why should anyone buy them when you can just buy the previous versions that are on Steam? Well, there's actually a lot of reasons why I would say you should buy the newer versions, and that's because the games that already do exist on Steam don't work. Now, maybe they work for you, but they certainly don't work for me. So I'm actually going to show you that. So, right from the get-go, when I launched the game, you'll immediately notice that my resolution in the game just completely changes. On top of that, the text is very, 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 very tiny. I wasn't able to find like any settings to change the resolution up for like the UI. Like, the resolution for the in-game does work, so you can upscale the like in-game graphics, but the actual like scale just wasn't seeming to work. And I kept getting this black screen as well. Now, see, here's the argument that I know someone's gonna make. Oh, but you can install a mod. And see, that's the thing, is that these new games are meant to be consumer friendly, so you don't need to install a mod, because ideally mods are for people who know what they're doing, and the average normal consumer isn't gonna know what they're doing. So, I was searching through. I just could not find any UI setting, and I'm just stuck with this. Now, I will say, honestly, this game does look a lot better than the upscale newer version. I think that just has to do with old games just having this sense of feel. And whenever you go back to the main menu, once again, you are dragged back to your desktop just to get dragged back into the game, and then have this constant overlaying game and resolution constantly flip-flopping. It's just really annoying. And on top of that, I mean, I'm also going to praise the PC version and the online search. It just looks so much better. The UI, it genuinely does look so much better. But the UI that is made in the newer versions is actually from like the PS2 version. Because look at this. This just looks so much more easier to select characters and and go through them. Now, when I say these games don't work, it didn't take long for this black screen to come up, and I'm not sure what happened. It's just a black screen, and I wasn't able to play the game anymore. Now, sure, I guess there's a mod out there to fix it, but how do you explain this to the average consumer that just wants to play the game? And you get this black screen that I have the task manager to close. Like, how are you going to tell me that the game works when it clearly isn't working? Now, a quick look into the newer versions, and you can tell that, oh my god, it's so much cleaner to look at. You can actually read the text, And on top of that, you've got all these video settings that you can just easily go into and customize and change. And that's something that was really hard to do in the other game, especially with the text being incredibly tiny, at least on my monitor. So I decided I'd hop onto an online server because it seems like the online isn't working. So I decided I'd hop on and play because it isn't working. And I mean, just look at this. Look how clean it looks. Now, of course, you know, I won, which that wasn't intended. You can even read the scoreboard. You can read the names of the other people. You weren't able to do that before. And guess what? There is no black screen. So how do you explain that one, right? You know, and here's a bit more footage of me playing the online that doesn't work. And the game runs really well, really smooth. It's really enjoyable. And on top of that, UI and everything that's on screen, I could actually read. So I don't really understand why people are hating on this game, or exactly what they expected from this. Because just hopping on to the other game, which I'll do in a second, it's just clear that the newer version is better. And here's me loading into another game that, once again, I get a black screen. So lots of fun to be had, I guess. But anyways, that's all I have for this. If you really want to get the game, I highly recommend it, even if it is $30, because you are getting two games that are ease of use for new consumers. And yes, I am going to admit that right now these servers do seem to be a little buggy with ping issues, but I expect fixes to come in the way. So if you want to wait for that, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to buy it, that's also perfectly fine. I'm not telling you what you should do with your money. I'm just saying that all this negative stuff that's being said for this game just really isn't justified.